Well, good morning, and I've spent the last hour farting around, and it is farting around too, because I am the least qualified person to deal with stuff on the computer and the technical side of television. I came up during an era when everything was done for us. We had cameramen, soundmen, PAs, you name it, and all we did was we opened our mouths, and that was it. And even then, 9 times out of 10, it was to have a pint of beer instead of actually saying anything. But there we are. Times have changed, and we do a lot ourselves. And of all people, I found it difficult to adjust to that. But I do my best. Now, if in fact we've got a hum on this thing, then I'm afraid we've got a hum. Now we've got a second camera. You see, it's got a different view. It's got my good side. Oh yes, and it is sometimes when we've done this, which is another rather nice feature, is very useful. And it's not useful at the moment. I'm just playing with it, but it's put up the most horrific hum, and I hope that isn't the case now. But I'm going to do this camera in a few minutes, just to be on the safe side. But when I tested it earlier, it was okay. I still don't quite trust the system. But if I do uncouple it, at least we can get most of the broadcast, and we can make sure that everything is hunky dory before we go on to greater and bigger things than me appearing on the screen. But we'll leave this the way that it is at the moment. We can do marvelous things. I can even show you out of the window if I wanted. If I got an extra pair of hands, I could really show you out of the window. But anyway, that is what it's all about. It says, will our second camera play up, or will it be nice to us today? I have no idea, because I have no way of monitoring the output at the moment. Well, I suppose I do, if you can wait for the headlines at the moment. We should be able to perhaps get us live, with any luck at all. I say that advisedly, because it never works the way that you want it to. I don't know. I simply don't know why we is. That says live, and in theory that's what we should have, but I'm not sure that we do. Those are the things. These things never come up where they're supposed to, and that's the less than satisfying feature of here, is it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Having said that, you can almost guarantee that it's our fault, and we just have to put up with that as Like, see, it says that we're live, and it says 22 hours ago, when in fact what we are is we're actually live right this very second. Hang on, here we go. 22 hours ago, when in fact what we are is we're actually live right this very second. Hang on, here we go. 22 well, hours ago, when in fact what we are, we're getting an echo, but I don't hear a hum. So we'll leave it. We'll leave it, and we'll hope that everything is okay. Goodness gracious me! If it is, what a wonderful breakthrough for me. All right, we must get down to business now. We've had our little throw around for breakfast, and right now we need to pay attention to the headlines. Do we not? We do indeed. And that's what we're going to do. So, first of all, we've even got a half decent internet signal this morning, just for the moment. What is on the headlines, first of all? Well, we'll kick off with the Mirror. Public sector rise at last. Pay relief, but the cuts pain. Pay relief, but cuts pain. Good old Daily Mirror. Its headline doesn't make sense. So let's read what it's talking about. The government has announced that it will offer pay rises of between 5 and 7% to public sector workers, and it's leading the front pages on today's papers right across the board. The Mirror says the pay offer has come at last after months of strikes across the sector. It talks of fears of cuts to services to fund the pay rises. Well, it may well what we need to do is there we are. Wages and salaries dominates almost every newspaper this morning. The Guardian says the NHS unions are furious after the Prime Minister insists that this pay offer is final. No more negotiation, says Sunak, trying hard to be the tough guy. The Guardian also leads on the government's public sector pay rise offer, headlining on NHS unions. I can't talk this morning, and I didn't get drunk last night. I rarely get drunk anymore. I was very modest in my drinking, but reading stuff this morning seems to be beyond me, so I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Right, the Guardian also leads on the government's public sector pay rise offer, headlining on NHS unions being left in a state of fury after the government insisted the pay offer was final. It reports that the British Medical Association, which represents striking junior doctors fighting for a 35% pay rise, said that the government was driving doctors away and had missed the chance to put a credible pay offer on the table. There are a bit of difference between 7% and 37%, isn't it? I don't see them settling that or bridging that gap very quickly. The Daily Mail. Will doctors now end their callous strikes, says the Mail. The Mail has opted for a different approach, calling on doctors to end their callous strike. Now, it reports that doctors were urged to call off the strike action after a bumper pay offer was put on the table, calling Sunak's decision to offer the pay increase a £5 billion gamble. Well, if that's how much it's going to cost, that's how much it's going to cost, isn't it? Let's see. The Daily Express. Fees paid by migrants will fund pay rises. Right? Okay, that's a different kettle of fish. Well, it isn't. It isn't. It's just no. It's not really. It's what it's saying is that the plan is that all these illegal immigrants who come here and apply for legal ones too, for that matter, and apply for asylum will get a visa, but only if they pay X amount, a rather a steep fee to get that visa. And where that money will go is into ensuring that the 2% extra that is being offered on top of everything else for public sector paid workers will be paid for from this fund. So, in other words, it's pay as you go Britain. So, as people come in, they will be, after a period of time, asked to either become a citizen or apply to citizenship or not. And after they've applied, they will have to make sure that money, well, they don't make sure, but the government will make sure that the money that they pay for the extraordinarily expensive visa to stay, that money will go to fund the NHS workers' salary increase. The I, pay rises for 1 million UK workers as number 10 tries to end strikes. The I looks at a different pay offers for public sector workers, with police and prison officers being offered the highest rate at 7%. It reports on the mixed reaction in the sector, with teachers accepting the government's 6.5% pay offer in an unprecedented joint statement with ministers, while nurses have been left furious after accepting a 5% pay offer earlier in the summer. Well, I suppose I would be a bit pissed off if somebody was going to get more than me after I'd done exactly the same negotiations. But there you are. So the cookie crumbles. The Daily Star. Now, it has changed as usual. It gives us a different tack on things. Two B's or not two B's, it says. Climate change blamed for bumble trouble. The Star gets Shakespearean, sniffing on Hamlet in its headline, two beers. It's got two beers, I guess, which is played on the word two B's, questioning the reasons behind the UK's dwindling bee population. It reports that climate change experts in the reason for warning everybody about the running out of bees is well. I should say it's a lovely story, but I guess if the bee population is going down, we need these gentle creatures. It's not such good news. The Metro, England stars sleep pills addiction. It's about a footballer who has checked himself into a drug addict centre and is now ready to come back and play the game. The Financial Times. Sunak issues a challenge to public sector unions with final offer of 6.5% pay rise. And this is, well, it's heading back into controversial regions, but not for the same reason as we just settled. The FT reports that Sunak has issued a challenge to public sector organisers. So here we go. Here we go with the bumblebees, and that is in the front page of our lovely um, Star, Daily Star, and then the FT picks up again with the question of pay. Well, what does the FT say? Because each newspaper takes a different slant, and that's why we go through them. The FT reports that Sunak has issued a challenge to public sector unions with the government's pay rise offer, throwing down the gauntlet after the Prime Minister remarked that no amount of strikes would change his final offer. Well, there you go. He's adamant for the moment, anyway. He's not going to change his offer, which is between, as I understand it, 5 to 7%. The Daily Telegraph: doctors are urged to give in on pay deal, and the Daily Telegraph says in responses to the government's pay offer, the doctors should give it serious consideration. Is a senior conservative have urged medical people to give in and accept the pay deal. The junior doctors' strike will continue as planned and enter and let's see. The junior doctors' strike will continue as planned and enter its second day today, Friday, with consultants due to walk out for 2 days next week. It also carries a photo of Kevin Spacey, who told Southwark Crown Court he was just a big flirt as he defended himself against sexual misconduct allegations. The Times: Sunak gives NHS strike doctors 6% final offer, which looks as if it might go up to 7%. The Times also leads on Sunak's 6% pay offer for doctors and his significant escalation of rhetoric after he accused striking medics of pushing up waiting lists by taking strike action. It also carries a photo of Oppenheimer's Emily Blunt, who isn't very old by the look of things. Not much of a great deal there. That the Sun. Oh dear. Well, the Sun jumps away today from all this stuff, and shall we move that around a little bit and just get a different view? It's on about the wife of Barbara Windsor, who is sorry, the wife, the husband, Scott Mitchell, and it says he's found a new love. So we all wanted to know that, didn't we? Actually, Stuart Dolby, when he was in yesterday, made a very telling comment, and he said, "The thing is, it's amazing." He said, "I can't get excited about celebrities, and no more can I." But he said the general public, as a general rule, get very carried away with the whole thing, very carried away. And indeed they do, and that really is the news headlines, according to the newspapers. We'll take a look. The weather's a bit complicated, so we should really take a look. No, it's not. Oh, here it goes. Yes. Oh, well, it's going to reach 22 today. A bit warmer than we were led to believe. Right now, it is 17 degrees centigrade and not particularly sunny. And it says a weather warning issue. Let's see, at 9 o'clock, which is in about 6 minutes' time, it's supposed to rain. It's not at the moment. And then as throughout the morning, we'll have rain and not rain. And that's a change in the forecast as well. And at some stage today, yes, here we are, at late afternoon, early evening, the temperature will hit 20, 21. And what we can expect is thunderstorms from about 6 o'clock through until 8 o'clock. So do be careful then. Don't walk out into a thunderstorm. And is it locally that we should be paying attention to? Well, let's have a look. 15-hour weather warning. Well, there we go. That's the news. The Met Office has issued a 15-hour weather warning as 55-mile-per-hour winds are going to hit Sussex. I suppose that really is, as both weather and as a weather story, is quite important. And so we need to find out a little bit more about that, I think. And is it going to actually jump up and out on the screen? No, it is not. No, you can guarantee that it won't. Dear. Anyway, the 55-mile-per-hour winds are going to hit. Advice for railway passengers in Sussex ahead of train strike action. Oh, there we go, more strikes. Don't go by train should be the advice, I thought. But it certainly is going to come this coming week. Once again, we're going to be tied down because no trains. No trains indeed. Right you are. Now we should go back. We should go back to the BBC and see whether it's got any update on the papers. No, it has not. What do we have there? Oh, I see. Yeah, that's what we have. Yes. All right. Oh, well, we're back with the papers. Yes. And the main headline is a pay relief as Sunak agrees a maximum 7% deal. Doctors aren't very happy with this, but I think in this particular case, they're now looking at whether they're going to have to take it or tear off to Australia or wherever it is that they go, where life is less harrowing in terms of tax. Right. Now it's 8:56. Goodness gracious me, we've been rabbiting on. We will have Melissa, of course, from New York, and assuming that we get a half decent picture, we will have Richard Barton telling us, giving a little bit of background into what it's like to be a barrister. I keep wanting to say a QC, but of course, just by being a barrister doesn't mean to say that you're a QC. So generally speaking, is that that's the way things look. It is Friday. We will have Melissa Conti later this afternoon, and we invite you to. Well, I say later this afternoon. It's really she comes on later this morning. If the truth be known, she will come about 10:30 our time and give us some idea of what's going on in the States, but also is because we are two great cultures. She actually gives us some chapter and verse what's happening at the street level that is different with us to different with them. And what we would see if we suddenly hove up in New York and had a personal briefing about what was going on. And we are not in the same boat at all, because the Americans have, at least temporarily, got inflation down to 2%. And that's not bad, actually. And the livestock people, well, we had fun and games with them yesterday, and we'll probably have fun and games with them today, because we have to put the couple that have been bid on, but the man airily waved his hand towards our colleague Rupert Lloyd Thomas and said, take it after them, will you, Rupert? Rupert has been a guiding light in Lewis. He's been involved in all sorts of things, not least of which is resurrecting the the Firle hill climb, which is an exciting event. And I haven't spoken to Rupert in the last little while, but I hope that's going to come back this year as well. Okay, 8:58. I think we can safely take my second mug away. There we go, and we'll see what a mess we had made of that. So let's give ourselves a bit of breathing space, shall we? Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? There's the spaceship, which looked like a kitchen table, that Rishi Sunak saw. It's new to us, I'm afraid. And so what we'll do is we'll take a look and then see whether it is worth us taking a look at it ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to say toodle pip. I can't find anything else to play at the moment that is of slightest interest to you. So let us bite our tongues, shuffle our bottoms on the seats, look at the good things that have come out of today's market, and say, Lord, thank you very much. I'll leave you with Mr. Barton and some of the others, because they are adamant that we should keep going. And they're absolutely right. It's never been my intention that this, well, not agreeably, will get cracking. So, what they're going to talk about, heaven only knows, Mr. Allison. I think his name is Allison. So that's it for the first, I say the first because we've had two sessions now. One with the two Bs, the barristers. They are chased by who? Well, I want to say huntsman, because that's obviously the logical thing to say. But in fact, all sorts of people are in all sorts of places, covering all sorts of things. So it will be a coordinating effort. And time to get some rest. It's 9:01. Let's say toodle pip. Let's say goodbye on this this particular issue, and we'll return to here if we're able to later. That's been the theme this morning, and now what we need to do is to just look at us in a different light, and join us again in about 10 minutes or so. No, in half an hour, at 9:30, for one of the barristers and then it will be. I'm not sure whether Stuart Dolby is coming in or not, but anyway, we will cobble up a few things to talk to you about on the history front. And then the new amazing burst from the parliamentary barracks, whether something went off or whether they were attacked successfully with a mortar or a bomb, we have no idea. But anyway, we'll find that out. So let's say a toodle pip for the moment, and we. Okay. Toodle, toodle.